Hello, hello, hello. So, as many of you know, friends and family, about 4 months ago, my driver cracked. And for those of you that know, the Sim2 driver that I was using by TaylorMade was like it was like a glorious thing for me. I had torn my right rotator cuff, and so I really couldn't swing that hard. I couldn't lift my arm over my shoulder, so I couldn't do anything up here. But really, I couldn't push my arm out without it just causing intense pain. So the only thing I could do was bring my right arm in. And the funny part is I injured it at a golf tournament. I injured it at the the championship tour up at Norwood. So it was kind of like the only thing it allowed me to do was play golf, which was okay with me. As long as I could play golf, I wasn't having surgery. Anyway, subsequently, I played paddle tennis last night, and I was serving overhand, and the only thing that hurt was my elbow, not my arm. It is crazy how the human body heals itself. Crazy. I've still got a torn rotator cuff in my right shoulder. I couldn't tell you I've got a torn rotator cuff in my right shoulder because I can't feel it. Um, Now, granted, I haven't gone full crazy overhand right hand, but I have done right serves, first serves, and I can't feel it. So it's crazy the human body and its ability to heal itself. Crazy. Speaking of crazy, I think I've got 3 X39 patches on today from LifeWave. Loving my LifeWave. Almost 2 years on. It might be, I think December or January is 2 years for me. If you're not on the X39 LifeWave patch, call me. Or go to lifewave.com/Kingdoms Evolution or Joseph Finn and sign up and get on this X39 patch. If you're 40 or older, because don't wait till you're sick. Don't wait till the thyroid goes out on you. Don't wait till your testosterone levels go down. Get on the X39 now. It's $120 a month, and you'll thank me for the rest of your life. But it's $120. I don't want to say get that instead of health insurance, but you always want to have health insurance in case something really bad happens. But the X39 is a miracle unto man. Speaking of crazy, do any of you talk to your water before you drink it? So if you look online, there's different people that talk to their water and say the water does better things if you talk to it before. I have a LifeWave water machine that imbues light wave messages into the water, and I talk to it. I pray to God before I drink it every time that it heals my body. And so any glass of water, they say when you talk to your water before, that it kind of heals you and kind of listens to what you're telling it to do for you. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's talk about something else. Title of the show today: Outlaw Death Cults. The media, your educators, and I'm going to not throw all educators under the bus on this, but 90% of them do not want to tell you the truth. They don't. They don't want to do it. They don't want to do it because they seem bad. They seem bigoted. They seem hateful, small-minded. You name it. They don't want to be that Christian. They want to be the Christian that loves everybody, regardless of what they do, regardless of what they say, regardless of their threat to your body and to your way of life. They do. It's an opioid for the masses. An example that will ring true to you today is COVID. So I just want to bring this back to everyone that's here. COVID. On your local news media, Channel 4, Channel 5, Channel 2, Channel 11, how many times did they run stories about the danger and fear of COVID spreading? How many times? Every show, every hour, every minute. Fear, 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 right? Fear, fear, fear. And when the vaccine came out, and so we all put on masks. We all, not everybody, but stayed inside. So we all kind of listened because they took that one family out at Villa, that family, the Villa Duchesne, that took a train ride to Chicago, and they destroyed this man. He had his daughter come back from Chicago, and they destroyed him for having his daughter back and having a party. How many people do you think got COVID and died from that party? Zero. But the fear they inlaid, and then the destruction of his family and this man. So nobody wanted to be the second peg after that, right? Nobody was having parties because Channel 4 might show up at your door and say how bad you are for spreading COVID. Story after story after story after story. It's called propaganda. It's called gaslighting, whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't science. It wasn't to protect you. It was to instill fear in you. Fear. So, if for the pharmaceutical companies, do you think these same people would lie to you about not being fearful? About everything's okay. Don't be afraid. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to see here. Move on. Let's tell you about the weather. Let's watch the sports. The Blues are playing better this week. So you drift into this safety. Oh, the world is normal. The world is good. Nothing to see here. We live in the most dangerous city per Forbes. We live in the most dangerous city in the world. But don't worry about it, because it's mostly black people that are getting killed. Don't worry about it. We're not going to go into the black community and tell you just how dangerous St. Louis is. We're not going to go interview some of the we're not going to go to the prisons and interview the people that kill. We're not going to go to the schools and interview the children that are scared for their lives. We'll tell you the weather. We'll tell you the sports score. We'll tell you the things that really will make you feel better about living in St. Louis. But we're ranked the most dangerous city in America. How is that possible? Well, I can tell you how it's possible. I can tell you. Because I drive through the nuclear bombed neighborhoods of North St. Louis almost every day. And we might as well be Ukraine. We might as well be Palestine. Because forget having to go to the Middle East to see war destruction. You can drive through half of North St. Louis and see war destruction. And you don't think that people that live with burnt down houses, crumbling houses as their neighbors, these houses that haven't been torn down for 50 years, you don't think the people living in those neighborhoods understand that their leadership doesn't give a rat's ass about them? You don't think they can see that when they drive by an entire block of burnt up houses that haven't been fixed, haven't been torn down? Could you imagine driving through Holly Hills or St. Gabe's or any of the South city neighborhoods and see houses, a block of houses that have been burnt up for 30 years and nothing's being done about them? How do you think your children would feel if on their way to school every day, they drove by an entire block of vacant, burnt up houses with brown boards saying property of SLD or whatever it's called? That nobody gives a shit about them? Yeah. Truth. And who really doesn't give a shit about them is their leadership. Their leadership. Their oh my gosh, the word's going to escape me now because I don't even know how I'm on this topic. I'm just telling you, they're aldermen. They really don't give a shit about them. Because if they gave a shit about them, they'd care about their property values, they'd care about the safety of their neighborhoods, and the one thing the aldermen can do is tear down houses, but they don't. They don't tear them down. Why? So then the other thing I want to talk to you about is these local news stations that are the panacea of bullshit. So they fear, right? People are dying. Wear your mask. And then take the COVID vaccine. And anybody that doesn't take the COVID vaccine is a bad guy. And they convinced everybody that took the vaccine that the people that didn't take the vaccine were bad people, unintelligent, uninformed, non-vaxxers, dangerous, outliers, bad people, right? 100%. 100%. I remember being ganged up on early after the vaccines came out by a group of people that had all been vaccinated. And they came at me like spider monkeys to get vaccinated. And I looked at all of them, I'm like, do you guys hear yourselves? We've known each other for 30, 40 years. I'm not a oncologist or a virologist, but I know what I read. And what I read is that these vaccines they inject someone else's messaging RNA. So that's ribonucleic acid. Someone that's been created, messaging RNA to talk to your cells and tell them to make spike proteins. Now, call me crazy, because I am, but aren't the spike proteins the problem? Like, isn't that what COVID is a spike protein? Right? So I'm going to inject something into my body, telling it to make the spike protein. That's bad for me. But aren't we wearing a mask to not get the spike protein, to not be exposed to the spike protein? And you want me to inject somebody else making a messenger RNA that tells my body to actually make the spike protein, to make it, not be infected by it, not attack it, not kill it, but you want me to tell my body to make the spike protein. And you guys are going to put pressure on me to put that in my body to protect you. But that's not where the real evil starts. Where the real holy shit moment should be for you. And I mean this, I shouldn't say holy shit. Holy, or not holy, unhealthy shit starts for you is after the COVID vaccines are out. In St. Louis, how many of the local news stations went out and interviewed anybody, one time, interviewed a single human being St. Louisan that had an adverse reaction to the COVID vaccine. Once. One time. Never happened. It never happened. We believe people died from the COVID vaccine. We believe people had myocardia, heart issues, young people, good, young, healthy people got sick. I believe a lot of people died. We lost a ton of babies. We lost a ton of pregnant women. And this is not me making this stuff up. You can go online and look it up. You know, pregnancy, birth rates, all these things. They even let pregnant women take the vaccine. You can look it up. Look up miscarriages, baby deaths. You can look it up. How many times did the media? And I'm getting to a point here, right? I'm not going to beat the COVID horse dead, although it deserves to be beaten, and it deserves to be beaten dead. How many times did the local media go out and interview people that said they reacted poorly to the COVID vaccine? Now, they're all about fear with COVID, right? Fear. But when it came to the COVID vaccine, nothing. So you're sitting back going, Joe, the title of the show is Outlaw Death Cults. It is, and I'm going to get to it. But I want you to understand something. If any of you are expecting the leadership of this country, if any of you are expecting the media to lead this charge to outlaw death cults, I just want you to understand, none of them said anything about the dangers of the COVID vaccine. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. So when I'm doing a show called Outlaw Death Cults, you're like, well, why are we worried about death cults? Right? Well, why are we worried about the dangers of the COVID vaccine? They're not talking about it on Channel 4. They're not talking about it on Fox News. They're not talking about it on CBS or NBC or ABC. So why is Joe Finn worried about death cults? Well, do you think the same people that lulled you into it's all about the economy, stupid. Don't worry about the open border. It's not open. They're not dangerous people. They're good people. They just want a job. Do you think the same machine that lied to you about all those things is lying to you and not telling you about the danger of death cults? 100%. 100% they are. And so I don't know, without screaming at you or eliciting more information to you so that you have an opportunity to understand the dangers of death cults. So in London, the death cults from Pakistan. Well, let's go back. Let's say I wanted to start a religion. Let's say I wanted to start the religion of, oh my gosh, Genghis Khan. And I wanted to say Genghis Khan was a prophet of God. And I'm going to start a church. I looked at the federal law. Very difficult in America to stop any organization or cult from saying whatever the hell they want. It's when they take action. When they take action, then the law steps in. Okay. So when they think about that. Think about this with me. So I've started the Genghis Khan worship church. And anybody that doesn't like Genghis Khan, we're gonna kill him. Anybody that doesn't worship Genghis Khan being an acolyte of God, we're gonna think they should die. Anybody that doesn't think Genghis Khan was fantastic and everything Genghis Khan did was good, we're gonna teach in our church of Genghis Khan that they deserve to die. Once you become a member of the Genghis Khan church, if you want to leave the Genghis Khan church, guess what? Guess what you deserve? You deserve to die. That's right. And we're going to tell all our members that if they leave, the other members all understand that the member that left deserves to die because he's no longer a member of the Genghis Khan church. Anybody have a problem with this? Anybody see a problem that the Genghis Khan church, now the Genghis Khan church that we started is growing. We got a lot of members, a lot of young men members, and I'll tell you why we got a lot of young men members in a minute. Because in the Genghis Khan church, we teach and preach to our young men that if they do what we tell them to do, as far as killing other people that aren't members of the Genghis Khan church, that when they die, they get 72 virgins. That's right. That's right. 72 or 70 or 60 or 300. We'll think of it. The Genghis Khan church, a lot of virgins. Let's just say the Genghis Khan church allots you 100 virgins when you die for the Genghis Khan church, because we're competing with other churches. So you get 100 in the Genghis Khan church. You get 100 virgins when you die, killing a Genghis Khan member that left, or you die killing non-Genghis Khan members, church members that don't believe in the Genghis Khan church. Now you ask yourself, well, why would a woman want to be a member of the Genghis Khan church? Well, they wouldn't be if the media told them the truth. They would never, ever want to be a member of the Genghis Khan church because also, did I mention, as part of the Genghis Khan church, if your wife doesn't have sex with you, you can beat her. Yeah, we're gonna throw that in the Genghis Khan church. What? Yeah, sure. You think women said no to Genghis Khan? No. What else are we gonna throw into the Genghis Khan church? Well, Genghis Khan, and I don't want to besmirch his name because I don't know Genghis Khan's history that well. But let's just say, just for the hell of it, and I don't want to talk poorly about Genghis Khan, but let's just say Genghis Khan at some point in time had a predilection for girls. Young girls. And since Genghis Khan had a predilection for young girls, we're going to make it where men in the Genghis Khan church, it's righteous for them to have predilections for young girls. Now, at this point, you would think the media, those bastions of protection that do their news reports and tell you everything that's going on in the world, they're going to come forward and say, hey guys, this Genghis Khan church is crazy. It's violent as hell. And now this Genghis Khan church is saying that it's okay to have sex with 10-year-old girls. We want to expose this Genghis Khan church for what it is. Like it's a danger to our community, to our little girls. It's like we can't have it. We can't have this Genghis Khan church here. Nope. Because now the Genghis Khan church has got 1,000 members. And every time they say something about the Genghis Khan church, we tell them how bad they are and that they're being unfair, and that the Genghis Khan church is a church of peace, of love. We love women, all 100 virgins of them. Let me ask you a question. What do you think the 100 women feel that are virgins, right? In heaven, or in wherever, probably in hell, would be more likely, right? What do you think the heroes of the Genghis Khan church, when they're presented with 100 virgins for killing a non-Genghis Khan church believer, what do you think, how would you describe the feeling of these 100 virgins? Because the assumption is a virgin is young, correct? How do you think they would define having sex with an older man in the afterlife? I would think rape would be the word they'd use, right? So, just to summarize this, the Church of Genghis Khan promises its male warriors and its spreaders of the faith that by spreading the faith, by destroying those who don't believe in the faith, killing them, imprisoning them, torturing them, that they're going to get 100 virgins. Now, the 100 virgins, what are they promised? Right? So, what do you think the media would say about the Church of Genghis Khan? Do you think the media would say, "Hey, everybody, this guy's starting a church that's promoting killing people that don't believe like they do, and if you join this church, they're going to kill you for trying to leave it. Oh, and by the way, they say it's okay if, like, the Church of Genghis Khan goes into your house and you don't convert to the Church of Genghis Khan, it's righteous for the warrior of Khan church to rape your wife." And the Church of Genghis Khan says they can rape your wife right in front of you. Wow. Thanks, media. Thanks, Channel 4. Thanks, Channel 5. Thanks, Fox News. Thanks, ABC. thanks, thanks CBS, because this sounds like a real problem. This sounds like the Church of Genghis Khan is really, really dangerous. And that it won't matter if gasoline's $2. It won't matter if I can buy a loaf of bread for 50 cents. It won't matter because I'm being threatened violently by the Church of Genghis Khan. So what do you think? How would they stop the Church of Genghis Khan? Well, I looked into it a little bit. And the federal law, the federal government is not a lot of help, guys. The federal government, based on the Constitution, was not prepared for the Church of Genghis Khan. Not prepared because of the First Amendment. Congress shall pass no law. So so they basically, the church, so as the Church of Genghis Khan, we can pretty much say whatever the hell we want. That's right. Freedom of speech. Freedom to destroy. And very little you can do about it. But here's the good news for you. Here's the good news for you. If they do kill you, if they do rape your wife, if they do rape your daughter, then there's something we can do about it. Then we're going to step right in. And the person that did that, we'll hold them accountable. That seems a little late, doesn't it? Seems a little late to me. So these guys are out there saying rape, kill, Church of Genghis Khan. Rape, kill non-members of the Church of Genghis Khan. Rape, kill any non-members. And you're telling me the only protection that you as a leader, you as the news media, the only protection that's offered to me by law enforcement is after someone gets raped. Is after someone gets killed. Seems a little late. Like, late to be protecting me after I'm dead. Don't you think our leadership should be protecting us before we're dead? Before our daughters and our wives are raped? Don't you think our leadership, our political leadership, has some responsibility to shut down the Church of Genghis Khan? To shut down any organization that promotes and propagates death and rape? I do. I think they do. 100%. 100%. 1,000%. It should be against the law to propagate killing people. It should be against the law to propagate raping people. It should be against the law to propagate having sex with little girls 10 years and younger, 12 years and younger. Yes, they should arrest the people that do it, but they should shut down any institution that's propagating it. It's vile. It's disgusting. And where are our leaders? Where are our leaders against the Church of Genghis Khan? They don't exist. At this point, Donald J. Trump is a tremendous disappointment. Tremendous. He's not even rattling the cage. He's not. Paul Revere, shit. Paul Revere rode through the midnight night with lamps and telling us which way the British were coming. The British just wanted to tax you. The British just wanted taxes. And our forefathers fought to the death to be free from taxes, from having to bend a knee to the false king of England. There's only one king, Lord Jesus Christ. They died so that you wouldn't have to bend a knee to royalty, to oligarchy, that you could be free. Huh. Our leadership won't even light a lamp, won't even light a freaking lamp to warn you that the Church of Genghis Khan is here. So in England, now I'll get back to where I was going in England. The Church of Genghis Khan is a organization like the Church of Genghis Khan is already in London, in England. And England, in its liberal idiocy, feeling bad about being England, invited these members into their country. Do you know what happened to their little girls? Gangs of these members of the Church of Genghis Khan or another like organization raped them repeatedly. And do you know what happened to these rapists? These butchers of little girls? Nothing. Because what does it take to wake you the heavens up that the Church of Genghis Khan is here? I heard Jamie Allman. It was just a snippet, just a second. There are some people that I love that love Jamie Allman. And I'm not a huge Jamie Allman detractor. I'm not. But Jamie was talking about a like organization member that he has working in his household and how nice she was. God, our God, the creator of the universe, he is a blazing universe of love. 100%. 100% love. And while our creator's out creating and expanding the universe, the creator took the time to create us in his image. It means we can see beauty. We can see love. We can feel love. We can know beauty. We can share beauty. We can create beauty. We can create other images of God. We can reproduce. We can know life. The sun doesn't have life. The moon doesn't have life. None of the other planets in our solar system have life. But we do. We have life. We have the intelligence to know our creator and to love this life. I believe our creator reached out to humankind through the Jewish people. And through the Jewish people, he gave us a book of how to live, of how to fear him, fear God. And that didn't work. It didn't work. Didn't work for most of the Jewish people. For thousands of years, God was scratching his head like, wait a minute. I told him not to do that. And they're doing it. I didn't think I could be clear. Don't do that. Oh, you're going to do that. Okay, well, suffer. Right? Suffer. I'll take you out of Egypt. I'll give you a home. Oh, you forgot who I am? Suffer. Let me tell you, kids, we're suffering. We're suffering in America because we've lost our way. Jesus Christ is here. The Holy Spirit's here. But like Tinkerbell, if you don't believe in him, how's Jesus Christ going to help you? How's Jesus Christ going to make your world better? How is the love that God has for us going to enter your heart? How? Through Hinduism, through Buddhism? So I asked, following Charlie Kirk's recipe and Saint Charlie Kirk, because I promise you, miracles will happen, are already happening in the name of Charlie Kirk. Already happening. I believe they'll happen in the name of Spencer Staff, too, a St. Louis gentleman, great Christian. But if you want intercession in your world, Holy Mary, Mother of God, Charlie Kirk, Spencer Staff. Ask for intercession that they may ask the Creator of the universe, Lord Jesus Christ, to intercede on your behalf. I'd start with Mary and work my way down. We need intercession, kids. We need to wake up. We need to understand that the same people that lied to us about COVID, that lied to us about the COVID vaccine, the same people that didn't fire, that didn't ring the bell, that didn't ride like hell through the midnight night with a lamp in their hand telling us the British were coming. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to sound the alarm. It's not going to happen. It's not. We are going to have to sound the alarm. One by one by one by one. The Church of Genghis Khan is here. What are we going to do about it? I vote we outlaw all death cults. I don't know how we're going to work this with I don't know how we're going to work this within the First Amendment, because it needs to be a national law. It doesn't do us any good for Missouri to outlaw death cults. It doesn't do us any good for Illinois to outlaw death cults. You know why? You know why it doesn't do any good? Because there's cars, and the death cult members can get in their cars and drive over to Missouri. The death cult members can get in their cars and drive down to Georgia. The death cult members can get in their cars and drive down to Texas. Outlawing death cults has to be a national law. Let me ask you a question. Would you support a law that protects children 10 and under from sexual predators? Okay, yeah. So how about a law that goes something like this? Any organization that defends or promotes sex with a child of 10 years of age or younger shall be forever banned from our country. How about that? Okay? We don't have to get into the murder, the death, because we certainly don't want to wait until members that are told of the Genghis Khan church that having sex with a 10-year-old is okay and encouraged. We don't want them to wait until they actually have sex with a 10-year-old to stop that, right? We should stop that before. We should stop that before. You have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to stop that before. You're in a home. You're in a home. You've got a 8-year-old daughter. You're the father, the mother, and a gentleman comes in and says, I want to pay you to have sex with your daughter. Father says, how much? Mother says, how much? Guy says, whatever. A lot of money. So the father's okay with it. The mother's okay with it. The gentleman that offered them money is okay with it. Is it wrong? Is it wrong for this guy to now have sex with their 8-year-old daughter? Their parents are okay with it. Her parents are okay with it. Is it wrong? You're right, it's wrong. It's wrong as hell. And all of them should go to jail. They should go to jail for offering the money to have sex with an 8-year-old. They should go to jail for saying it's okay to have sex with an 8-year-old. And this should be done, guess what? Before he rapes the 8-year-old, not after. So how are we allowing the Genghis Khan church to say it's okay to rape people, to say it's okay to have sex with a 10-year-old girl or an 8-year-old girl? How are we allowing this in our country? Where's the outrage? Where's the anger, people? From our leadership, from our church leaders, where is it? Where is it? Are they afraid? Do they not know that the Church of Genghis Khan is here? Are they stupid? Are they stupid? Can they not watch Charlie Kirk reels? Can they not watch all the Christian pastors that are converting Muslims, a perhaps Genghis Khan-like church, into the Christian faith? Do they not see the slaughter going on in Africa of Christians? They see it. They see it. But then they travel to the Middle East and they act like everything's okay. You know, I wasn't a big fan of Live, the golf tour that's owned by Qatar or wherever. I wasn't a big fan of it because we don't need to promote Islam, which I believe is a very much similar to the Genghis Khan church. But what are we doing? I mean, what are we doing? This battle, we are losing. We are losing bad. And the people that are going to pay the price are our children and their children. Because we're not fighting the battle. We're leaving the battle to them. And we're losing the battle. So if we're losing the battle, what chance in hell do they have? The only chance they have is Jesus Christ. The only chance we have is Jesus Christ. The good news for us is we still control the political power in America. I think we do. Maybe we don't. Maybe we're not a Christian country anymore. Maybe the people that say they're Christians are really just saying that in name only. Maybe they don't actually believe in God. Maybe they don't actually believe in the creator of the universe. Maybe they don't actually believe Jesus Christ became man and has a heaven for us to know our family and know all the other stars through the eternity of time that rest in God's love, that dance in God's love. Maybe they don't actually believe it. Maybe they're saying they believe it, but like Mike Pence, they really don't believe it. They really don't. In the church, oh, did I add? In the Genghis Khan church, you can lie. Oh, hell yes. Hell yes, you can lie. You can say, we're the Genghis Khan church of love and peace. Um, we love Jesus Christ. The Church of Genghis Khan loves Jesus Christ, respects him, loves Mary, his mother. Love him, love him. Here, look, we even have it down in writing. Mary, Jesus. But it's okay to burn churches. It's okay to kill people that don't believe in the Church of Genghis Khan. But we have it right here in writing that we respect them. Oh, but we also have it right here in writing that you can lie, be a victim, cry victim, get sympathy, and then once you have sympathy, you can, oh yeah, rape them, kill them. Wake up. Wake up. There's nothing easy about this. It would have been easier 20 years ago before 9/11 or after 9/11. But perhaps we had so much of our oil coming from the Middle East, from a Genghis Khan-like church, that we couldn't cut our ties, that we couldn't put our foot down, that we couldn't end the Church of Genghis Khan and its legal status in the USA. But to anyone with eyes to see and ears to hear, the time is now. We have got to we've got to demand that our little girls be protected. We've got to demand it from our leadership, that no organization can promote sex with little 10-year-old girls. No organization may exist in our society that says it's okay to have sex with 10-year-old girls. None. None. Because after is too late. I understand the First Amendment makes this hard to write a law banning a church or an organization that just says something, right? Because the word is sacrosanct. Unless the Church of Genghis Khan has their way, and then the word won't mean jack shit. Because then if you say something against the Church of Genghis Khan, they'll kill you. The word's only sacrosanct until the Church of Genghis Khan takes control. And then your freedom means nothing. It's only what the Church of Genghis Khan allows for it. Ladies and gentlemen, I prayed before this show that I would honor my Lord Jesus Christ with my words today. That I would not be outrageous, that I would not be vile, but that I would honor the love that our Creator has for us. I pray that this show has followed those tenets. And Father, Son, Holy Ghost. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Jesus, please help us. Amen. And I want to finish with a beautiful song by the Grateful Dead, if I can find it. Well, you know what? This was kind of a depressing show, and we're going to go a little upbeat music. Listen, everybody, have a great weekend. St. Louis looks like it's going to be beautiful weather. Have a great weekend. Peace be upon you.